President Uhuru Kenyatta, our chief guest, Mr. Henry Rotich, Cabinet Secretary for National Treasury, Mrs. Amina Mohammed, Cabinet Secretary for Foreign Affairs, members of government present, Mr. Charles Njoroge, Deputy Secretary General, East African Community, Mrs. Geraldine Fraser Moleketi, Special Envoy for Gender of the African Development Bank, Dr. Tachiwa Manu, Director, Social Development Division, Economic Commission for Africa, Dr. Zia Khan, Vice President, Initiatives and Strategy of the Rockefeller Foundation, Mr. Gabriel Negatu, Regional Director, Eastern Africa of the African Development Bank, Dr. Ebri Masal, Executive Director, Codesria, grantees, partners from all sectors represented here, members of the media, esteemed guests, dear RF colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, Abari ya asubuhi, good morning, bonjour. It is my sincere honor to stand before you this morning to welcome you at the Africa Forum on Inclusive Economy. Karibuni sana, as we say here. The Rockefeller Foundation has a tradition of convening, bringing together key partners and stakeholders to discuss and debate the critical issues facing the world, and discuss how we together can work strategically to achieve greater impact. This year, we are here to discuss one of the most critical issues globally and particularly in Africa: how to advance more inclusive economies on our continent. We are happy to share this forum with our valued partners, the African Development Bank and the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, ECA. When I say to you that Africa is rising, it won't be news. Many of us have been proud to be part of that rhetoric over the last few years. And in many ways, that is true. Africa is the fastest growing continent in the world today. But it is also not news that this growth that we are so proud of is working hand in hand with growing levels of inequality across the region. While our GDP is growing, poverty and inequality are increasing. In fact, according to the World Bank Development Group, 7 out of 10 of the world's most unequal countries in the world are in sub-Saharan Africa. So, what good is all this growth if it isn't shared among everyone, if the entire continent can't benefit? The goal of this forum is to discover why this growth is not being felt by all, and what each of us can do to change that, to address the barriers to inclusiveness in our own organizations, our own cities, our own countries, our own regions, and our continent. The Rockefeller Foundation is co-convening this forum with 2 institutions who are leaders around the issue of inclusive economies. The African Development Bank has launched last year a 10-year strategy based on 2 pillars: inclusive growth and green growth, with the goal of creating a more prosperous and sustainable Africa. As a major funder of resilience infrastructure and projects, the African Development Bank is in an important position to provide guidelines that guarantee inclusion and equity in the design, implementation, and future use of these projects. The United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, ECA, has developed a crucial and credible tool in this work that allows us to measure inclusivity. The African Social Development Index was requested by African member states to provide government leaders and other stakeholders with an Africa-specific index focused on measuring exclusion and inclusion as the 2 sides of one coin, while taking into account the specific context. You will be hearing a lot more about the ASDI over the next 2 days. While we wish Dr. Donald Kaberuka, President of the AFDB, and Dr. Carlos Lopez, Executive Secretary of ECA, could be with us today, we are thankful for their support as we planned this event and for the commitment that both of them and their organizations have made to the issue of inclusiveness in Africa. I would also like to thank the Council for the Development of Social Science Research in Africa, CODESRIA, which is our technical partner for this forum. We chose them to ensure that social science, research, and knowledge was a key part of our conversation. CODESRIA has been working with us to develop background papers on economic inclusivity in Africa, which will be shared with you. Again, I welcome you all here today, and I'm looking forward to working with you over the next 2 days to pave the way for building a more inclusive society in Africa. Asante ni sana, merci beaucoup, thank you all.